So, the first update on Bantam. As you can see the thumbnail, some of the frames turned out kind of nicely. We got the particular, like, that screaming skull shot is, it's meant to be at that particular moment with, like, I will die to win! Like, that moment. Yeah, it's pretty perfectly captured, actually. I mean, not absolutely perfect, a few issues here and there, like the anatomy of the skull and whatnot. I actually like the wider look of it, though. Like, I kind of think that would be distinctive in terms of, like, making the character kind of interesting. But, like, for the most part, there are a few other ones that are pretty good too, like the boosting one, the crashing one could be better, both fine, like storyboard. You got the one coming out of the flames, and then you got like a few ones at the start, like, the one where you see him in the car itself, or, where's the other? Or the one where, like, showing the car from behind, it's another different car, getting ready, they go, or like speeding down like a bullet. These ones are pretty accurate. Sort of, like, I mean, they're accurate for a storyboard. But then you come to the ones that are kind of dreadful. I've been kind of stuck for time, I'll have to admit. Go, that is part of the problem, but the other part of the problem is the fact that, like, concept art is not necessarily my specialty. I do animation, but the animation is pixel art usually. I'm actually making a game at the moment, and that's kind of the reason I'm doing all this to begin with, because, well, I have to get my name out there, in order to actually promote my game. I need to really think about trying to at least get people to know that the game is a thing, and then just working from there. But, I still intend to put quality into my animation, because I'm kind of a prideful guy. I do a lot of what I do based on pride. I won't even lie there. But yeah, some of these frames are just fucking abysmal. You get the one with the trophy. I mean, the original one was absolutely god-awful, but the second one's not too great either. You get the one where I can't bear to watch. Yeah, that needs some work. I really do need to actually start using more references when I'm drawing my art, because, yeah, some of that is just because of bad artist technique, or bad artist habit would be more accurate. I nearly always draw freehand off my head, and it's not a good habit at all. But I think then, like, if you notice here, a lot of the issues actually come down to the inconsistency of the design of the Bantam. In fact, this particular one here, which I was referencing a little message on the side, referring to how it's not even on model at all. It's hard to be on model when you don't have one. Now, I think Steven Universe is a good show of that. Yeah, so I have been mucking around with, I'll elaborate on this particular drawing here before I continue. There's a point where you take exaggeration, and you go a bit too far with it. That's what happened to this guy. This guy is not the Wraith, he's the Wolf Wraith. Like, holy shit. I think like something out of, like, Ren and Stimpy or something. Or like, I don't know, like some fucking rock album. I mean, to be fair, it looks cool, but this is not really, like... Nah, it's not fitting for the Pacific timecode scene, or even the Wraith in general. I think I need to pull it back a bit in some cases, This one's more about over-exaggeration, unlike the other couple, which are more about, just bad anatomy and crap like that, because I kind of drew them quickly, and not quickly, but I take a long time to draw poses, I'll be honest. But in any case, yeah, that is one issue I need to really decide on, and it might be the next thing to focus on, and that will be the design of the Bantam Racer himself. Because the Bantam Racer, well, he needs a design, really, and I've already got like a few ideas in mind, because a lot of people talked about how Speed Racer and the Wraith are clear inspiration points for this song. That's how I found out about it, 'cause people were talking about it in the comments. Because, I looked at it and thought this could be cool, and then people were saying they wanted animation, so I thought, fuck it, why not? Because, I want to make an animation. And that's where I've been, like, looking at, but I still need to think of, like, which angle I want to take a design. Because I want to go for, like, something that still captures that feeling of, like, they're a legitimate racer in, like, a legitimate racing track. Something that, like, they feel like that, I mean, it's a little bit death racy in this, clearly the Bantam Racer is murdering people, but I still want to capture that feeling like he was once a proper legitimate racer, And so I want to have him like kind of decked out in that like normal racing gear. But I want to give the impression to the audience that somehow he died via an explosion, as if his car like just crashed or some crap like that, and he died that way. Like, that's kind of the idea behind it. So I intend to have him like maybe have like really torn up like part of his clothing, and like maybe even explosion parts where like you see ribs and crap clearly exposed. Like, yeah, because that would be kind of cool. You know, right now these concept arts are pretty shit though. Mostly because I'm trying to figure out like what kind of head type. Like I want to go for like a wide skull head type, like a really over dramatic type of skull head shape. But the problem is that I'm concerned with the design losing empathy or like losing the ability to express emotion specifically. Again, that's important to keep, I think, for this particular animation. Like there is a massive amount of emotion that's showing this character. And so if I lose too much of that, I think that'll be a real damn shame. So I think there are ways to go about it. One is to like muck around with like, exaggeration and like really just break the skull from like traditional form. That's what I kind of attempted here with a few things like that. They clean up so bad, God. Another thing is like kind of maybe just to maybe make him a bit more humanoid. But like by humanoid I mean like, maybe like he's partially human, but there are moments where he goes full wraith and his skin just disappears like, fucking Scorpion, and he just turns into a flaming skull. But I don't know, I feel like I want him to be like coming back to human at the end of the animation, like right after he defeats the last guy. That's when he like turns back to being kind of, human. I feel like that'd be a nice touch, personally. So I want to try and keep to the skull idea as much as possible, really. But means I do have to experiment on the skeleton design, both with the helmet and without, and then the human design inherently. And I need to keep in mind things like it being animatable. Like I need to like keep the detail not like too low. They shouldn't be too simplified, but they can't be overdone as well. Like there are things that I can do to make the animation look better in terms of adding detail after the fact, but I'm talking about the inherent core design can't be something that's too detailed. But I still think I can work with that. I think that there are ways to do that without like going full hardcore cartoonish. I don't want to do that either. Like I think I want to still keep like maybe some ripple in the like, outfit and stuff like that, and like small detail. There's just detail I have to keep very consistent, for obvious reasons. I think what I could do is like maybe like, say for example, part of his arm being missing and like maybe the lower part of his torso, just really obvious chunks of them being missing, but they still add detail to him. And like I don't know, it would be cool to kind of show the engine heart, because I'm gonna make his heart engine if anyone didn't watch the last video. But I don't know yet. Like that it requires experimentation. All of it requires experimentation, and so that's about it. And I think the last thing I kind of want to mention is one frame in particular. It's really shit in this depiction, but it hasn't really been completed at all. These two frames here are regarding like regarding like the Phantom Racer, is in regard to him being scared that he's going too fast, and like I want to give it implication that he's very, very worried about like overdoing it, but he still keeps going for it because it feels like maybe last chance, like I have to do it, I have to capture my vengeance, and that like that small little like mini Phantom Racer is just a part of your subconscious going, whoa, fuck, dude, stop, like, like that. That's the idea behind it. Now, tell me what you think. Any suggestions would help, because I will have to admit a certain part, particularly in a little bit after the main intro of the Phantom Racer video. Hang on, let me grab it. So maybe like a minute in. After that, I haven't formed an idea yet. Now, I mean, one thing that I'm gonna need to do. God, I can like fucking iDub something. Holy shit. One thing I'm gonna have to do is do a bit more study on like particular car angles and whatnot. Because Redline is a good example of that, and I may even show like a video or two, or like dissecting particular shots. Because there are a lot of great shots in it. You know, I don't want to like directly copy them, but it's good to learn. Because like the one real great thing that like Redline has is very dynamic shock, and most of the shock are achievable without like rotoscoping, which is like referring to a technique where they're copied from like they're drawn over like a 3D model, so they don't look 3D at all. You know, they're drawn, but they weren't actually originally like taken from like, you know, getting a 3D model in space and then altering it. I may do that in some capacity because I may need to in like some very particularly difficult shots. You know, I've already got like skills in 3D. I actually might upload a model. I don't know, another day. But for the most part, I could just use that just to help keep things a bit focused. But right now, my main priority will have to be designing this guy, just so I can keep things a bit more consistent without having to go overboard. And I want to also design the other races too, because the races in particular, you know, they're going to be important to at least have a look at, you know, especially for the main like first place racer that, you know, the Bantam racer is going after. I've got like a few ideas, but I think like what I might do is take some several inspiration points. Like there's one that I could take directly from you know, the race itself, you know, being like the main guy that, you know, the race wants to kill. Another one could be Piston Head from Redline. God damn, Piston Head is fucking great. It'd be fun to make like a weird Piston Head like design. But it depends on where I go. Like, do I want to have these people be entirely human, like everyone? Or do I want to go like really like, I mean, I could go a bit more experimental, really. Cause, I mean, this is going to be taking a cue from Redline as well, but I think right now I still want to keep most of the other races kind of grounded, but like interesting weapons, interesting cars, you know. Even if most of them won't be shown for like more than a couple frames, really, they'll be shown like for a couple seconds. That's the main thing. The number one racer is really what I'm gonna have to think about. If you guys can help me with any ideas there, I mean, you know, in the end of the day, I mean, I've got really no solid idea for the guy yet, that particular one. And any feedback for the other, like, you know, for specifically for the Bantam racer design, that's the most important thing. I'll be posting on Twitter because, you know, it's just easier to post there rather than YouTube, and YouTube doesn't let you post like community posts there. It's really fucking annoying. But you know, like, whatever, what can you do? So looking at the Twitter, like, you know, occasionally just to give me any, like, I'll probably put a poll or two up there. Yeah, and that'll be it. Okay, and that's enough, really. I kept the video long enough. Not like it fucking really matters. I just don't want it being extremely long for just a basic update. Yeah, have a good one, everyone. I don't want to sound like a generic YouTuber guy thing, 'cause I kind of hate that shit. You know, have a good day, everyone. I don't know that. I mean, it's just me saying it because I don't know how to end a video. Who cares anyway? Yeah, GG.